By the way, I saw your movie today. It's very, very, very funny.
Thank you.
I would not say it's family fare.
No.
No?
Yeah, it's kind of like an R-rated modern take on a Christmas fable, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about three guys who have a tradition of going out every Christmas, and this is like their last year doing it because they're getting old and it's getting kind of sad. And so they kind of decide to try to blow it out, and hilarity
There's
ensues.
drugs, nudity, adult situations.
Yes, there is, all that stuff.
Do you believe, will Jesus be upset with you for this?
Yes, Jesus won't care for this.
He's not gonna go.
Yeah, Jesus is not our key demographic when it comes
He
to
ruined
this
his
film.
birthday.
Yeah, exactly. I know. It's too bad. I don't know. No, Jesus would love it. Jesus seems like he's got a great
Put
sense
that
of
on
humor.
the poster. Jesus would love it.
Jesus would love it. Yeah.
We have a clip here, and I think that it needs to be explained before we show it.
Yeah, so basically my character is about to have a baby, and his wife, to let him like blow it out before he has a kid, gives him like a box full of every drug on earth. And so I've done all the drugs, and now I'm lost, and I'm trying to find my telephone using another phone because I don't know where the hell I am. And this is me like trying to get directions, basically. Yeah. Oh, I've been having a pretty crazy night. I'm gonna level with you. I'm pretty messed up right now.
No way, you don't say.
What's your name?
Spencer.
Spencer. Cool.
That's my family over there.
Hi, I'm Isaac. Nice to meet you.
What's up, man? Hey.
You have dogs. Can I pet them?
Yeah, go ahead, they're fine.
Oh, thank you.
You're very
Oh,
welcome.
hi, guys.
Hey, what's up,
Hi.
Isaac? Come on in, give us a pat.
Oh, my God, they talk.
Of course, all dogs can talk.
Oh, hi.
The night before, Seth.
But what is it like?
I have to warn people. I'm used to it, but I've actually like had to start warning people at parties. Like it's really strong because I've seen a lot of people like go home early, and then I feel bad for them honestly because it's.
What happens to them when they don't know that it's going to be that strong?
I don't know. They kind of just stop talking, and I assume they are thrust in a deep mental conundrum, and some people just lock themselves in the bathroom. I don't know what they're doing in there, honestly.
But it can be frightening because you feel like, oh no, I'm no longer in control of my faculties.
And they think it might never end.
Yeah.
Which I'm looking for. Again, that's like.
Well, but now. So now, let's just say for recreational purposes,
Yes.
we go into the weed store.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dave. This is my friend Seth. We'd like a joint. And you would say, you know, like, I'd like a double or whatever you say.
You make it a double.
Make it a double.
Exactly, yeah.
And then would you smoke the entire joint while you were there?
They don't let you smoke it there. You got to take it home.
So you go out in the parking lot.
No, they don't like that either. They kind of want you to.
Well, where do you go smoke the damn thing?
At your home. You go to your home.
Okay, you take it home.
Yeah.
You sit down.
Yeah.
And then you light up the joint. You smoke the whole thing right there.
Sometimes it depends on how many video games I'm about to play.
Now you can actually play video games with that kind of fog in your brain.
I think my generation is very accustomed to being stoned and playing video games.
Yeah.
Really, this role of a guy who goes on this crazy drug-fueled adventure is something that a role you've been researching for many, many years.
Yeah. Since I was around 14 or 15, I guess I've been researching this role.
It's a very long ride along here.
I've had some experiences like that throughout my life.
Okay, give us one of them. Do you remember all of them? Or they?
I remember some of them. When I was 18, I went to Amsterdam with a friend, which is a good start for a drug story, I guess. And we decided we were going to do a bunch of mushrooms because that sounded fun. But the thing in Amsterdam, mushrooms are I don't know if you've ever bought mushrooms, but they come dried out normally. And so they're like dehydrated, you know? And so you eat like 3 grams of them or something, and then you're super messed up for like 5 hours. But in Amsterdam, they were wet, like fresh mushrooms, like you'd put in a salad. And so the weight was all off. And so we bought 60 grams of them. And we were like, well, just split them. It's water weight. I remember we kept saying that. It's water weight. And so I remember we ate them, and then we had a plan, which is to go to the grocery store and buy picnic supplies, and then go to the park and have a picnic. And so we go to the grocery store, and as we're shopping, they kick in as hard as you could humanly fathom. And Secret Life of Food, it's horrifying because you eat it. And yeah, to us, that was a brilliant movie idea. Do you remember that time we were all at that New Year's Eve party at my apartment and I gave everyone pot brownies and you had that really bad experience?
Yeah, that really freaked me out.
That's because I actually gave you a meth brownie. We're just like buying like toothpaste and bread and like it makes no sense. I remember like cheese and sunscreen and like we were just like, just get a bunch of and we'll go. And so we go to the park and we set up our nonsensical picnic and then mushrooms mess with your stomach because they're poisonous mushrooms. And so I was like, I have to go to the bathroom right now. And I then was like, and my friend was like, don't leave me. And I was like, I have to. And I was like, I'm gonna find a Dutch restaurant that'll let me use their restroom. So I like was sweating profusely, I remember, and I burst into like a tiny little cafe, and I just remember Dutch people being like, ugh, and I was like, can I use your bathroom? And I think they were just like, go, like they didn't know. I was in there for an hour, and I don't even know if I went. I don't know what came out of where. I just know I was in there for a long time. I remember thinking like, if I must have gone by now, and so I got up and left. And then I had to throw up, which, and it's busy there. So it's like Manhattan, like there's people all over the streets. And I was like, where do you throw up? And I was just like, it's just gonna happen. And I threw up. I remember like an Oscar party, maybe. And I had just lit a joint. You probably shouldn't do those things, but I did. And literally at that moment, Steven Spielberg came up and started talking to me, which was insane. But I just lit the joint, so I didn't know what to do. And I know he doesn't smoke weed, and he's not like that big a fan of it. And I just found myself, and I was just like, do I stop? Do I just hold it? That's weird. I have to keep smoking it. And I just kept smoking it in Steven Spielberg's face as I saw like the look on his face where he's just like, I'm never working with this mother ever again, ever. Yeah.
Oh,
and that's why I'm not the lead of Ready Player One. Is
that what happened?
That's what happened. I was going to be that little kid, yeah.
Wow.
Splashed on Dutch people's legs, which was gross. And they were like, ugh. I remember seeing, again, disgusted Dutch faces. And then I went to find my friend, and he was laying face down in the park, like completely like a dead person. And I went up to him, and I was like, yo, I'm back. And he just got up, and he's like, we gotta go. And I was like, okay, I get it. And he's like, we'll go back. I was like, we'll go back to the hostel. And he's like, no, we gotta leave Amsterdam. I was like, okay, I guess that's what's happening. And I remember trying to collect our picnic, and he was like, leave it, bail. And we left the picnic, and then we went to the train station while still like fully tripping on mushrooms, and we bought tickets to Paris, because that was close. And we went to Paris. And we arrived in Paris in the middle of the night as we were kind of sobering up, being like, why are we in Paris right now? And I remember thinking, like, I did so many drugs, I wound up in another country.
Well, you're not just writing these movies, you're really living them. Yeah.
I can't be dead. There's so many things I would do differently. I would not have smoked weed in front of Steven Spielberg that time. He never looked at me as a serious actor again, and that's true. I would have taken the lead role in Ted, not the bear, Ted, but the human friend of the bear.
You mean John?
I don't think that's it.
I'm Satan, the eternal prince of all that's dark. You don't think I know the name of the lead character in my favorite movie of all time? Starring my favorite actor, directed by my favorite filmmaker? Okay? It's
I want to go to a bar with you, because that will be a nightmare for me. But what I will do is go back to one of your apartments, and I'll smoke weed with all of you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And so I went back to one of their small, terrible apartments. And I was like, where's the weed? And they were like, we don't have any. And I was like, guys, like, if there was ever a time to not have no weed, it's now.
Yeah.
And one of them just ran out and went God knows where and came back within 5 minutes, out of breath, with a giant bag of weed.
Really?
Yeah, and I rolled a giant cross joint because that's like my gimmick, I guess, if I was to have one. And we smoked it, and they all got really stoned and just asked me stupid questions for like 3 hours, and it was fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah, it
Do
was
you have
wonderful.
that? I would think. I was thinking about this today.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a Mount Rushmore of people to smoke with.
Yeah.
And on that, as far as I'm concerned, and correct me if you disagree, I think obviously Willie Nelson is on
course,
it.
yeah.
Snoop Dogg obviously
yeah,
on
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I think Woody Harrelson is probably on it.
Yeah, probably. He did
Yeah.
a lot for weed.
Yeah. And I think
He'd be an easy head to carve at a rock as well.
I feel like you have bumped Cheech and Chong off of the Mount Rushmore.
Wow, that's nice.
in a
Thank
way,
you.
because they don't seem so involved in that anymore.
No. Yeah, I've been smoking weed a long time, and I mean, yeah.
People give it to you, or they ask you for it?
Yeah, well, I smoke weed out in public all the time,
Yeah.
and people will see me and ask if they can have some of my
do.
weed, which is crazy to me.
Why? Why is that crazy?
Because it's like if someone was drinking a drink and they were just like, yo, can I have a sip of your drink? I'd be like, no, you can't have a sip of my drink.
It's the germ type
I would
thing?
be a walking cold sore if I shared joints with everyone who asked to share joints with me.
So what do you tell them, no?
I say no. But that being said, if you ever see me out in public and I'm not smoking weed, please offer me your weed.
I see,
Because
okay.
there's a good chance.
You will take it from someone else.